No Man's Sky has had a bit of a bad rap for a variety of reasons, and I'm not going to go into that, but say what you like about it. The ability to run across an alien landscape, fight your way to a spaceship, jump in and then just fly across the landscape, pulling back up and going to a different planet entirely, has always struck me as amazing, and has done for many years. In fact, back in 2001 I was writing a video game to do just that. It was called Haven Call of the King when it finally came out, and what we'll look at today is a prototype of what I had running on a PlayStation 2 at 60 frames a second way back in 2001. Let's take a look. Okay, here we are, and you can see straight away the main character is none other than the TT Critter, as they call it. The logo character. You can see he can crawl across the ground, he can run around, he's got a weapon, can fire different shots, different effects. You can zoom in, look around, and you can see a very Rodney Matthews inspired world in which this game is set. You can jump into this bike immediately and set off across the landscape. This was one of the first proof of concepts prototypes we made, and was meant to demonstrate the different things you could do in the engine. So obviously you could have vehicle mechanics, drive around, explore different areas, and then for instance here we've found this kind of amazing sculptured entrance here, so we can just park up, jump off. This is my favourite weapon, where it bounces off walls. It looks amazing. And run down this corridor, and you've got some platforming elements. You can jump, grab ledges, climb up. And so a minute ago we were driving around on a motorbike or a trike, and now we're running down a passageway into a subterranean level, and this is the shell of a level that would get properly fleshed out as development went on. But you can see here the spike pits, different rooms. You can run around here. Now I don't want to spend ages in here, there's many rooms to explore in here, but none of the gameplay has really been implemented. But the cool thing about this was the fact here we are doing sort of platform gaming, whereas a minute ago we were driving around on a bike, and this really had not really been done before. And the whole idea of this behind the game that I designed was meant to facilitate being able to run around a platform gaming level and next minute be at a vastly different scale, which of course now No Man's Sky has done really well, with its procedural planets and being able to land anywhere, take off anywhere, and to a certain extent also Elite, the latest version of Elite, has done that. Although you don't have the same kind of freedom to run around on planets, I think you can get in vehicles and things like that. So here we are, we've just been platforming, we jump into this trike again, we've got trees, landscape, in the distance that's a colossal arena up there, maybe we'll have a look at that later. You've got clouds, this is looks like a runway with landing lights, lots of interesting buildings in the distance, but more importantly up here is a landing pad for a spaceship. So if I just pull up here, jump off the bike again, all seamless, you can see here it's a very cool Rodney Matthews designed spaceship, I think called the Sun Surfer in the final game. Let's see if I can get a better view of it. See here with kind of weaponry and vertical takeoff jets pointing downwards at the moment. It's got swept wings, but if we jump in it we can take off, the wings sweep back. You can see the whole landscape still there, and then we can fly around. So I talked about the arena, maybe we could head up towards the arena, so we can just fly up here, have a look down on the arena. You can see there's big lights, crowds in the stadium, kind of a central pillar thing. But we can zoom back round. This is the area we just drove around on the trike bike thing. I'll call it a trike. There's the entrance to the platforming section we just went in, and just fly over that, and indeed head off across the surface here, so across the water. So much like No Man's Sky, we can just kind of fly anywhere once we've got our ship. You can see here the landscape, there's trees, it's kind of fractally generated, the surface subdivides and adds more polygons. You can see just clipping through there the number of polygons. You've got different surface terrains. As we get higher up here it's snowy, there's kind of mineral deposits in different layers up here. And this is all procedurally generated. We built a tool to allow you to craft different planets, set different parameters to give them unique climates. And of course the great thing here is if we just pull back, I'll just change the viewpoint. You can see the mountain down there. We can start hitting the cloud layer again, exactly like No Man's Sky. Again, this is still all running at 60 frames a second on a stock PS2. And here we're starting to leave the planet. You can see sort of the atmosphere, you can see the sort of glow as the atmosphere thins out. And there we are, we kind of get a different drive once we get to space level. And here we go, we're in space. So, you know, the whole game is running on a curved planet surface. This is not a flat Earth game. And there you go, you've got different speeds, as I said. Let's just see how fast he's going at the moment. Yep, pretty quick. Let's turn around, see if we can change speed. We can throttle down, see there's different speeds. So for space combat, because in the final game you end up being able to shoot aliens and bad guys in space and travel beyond different planets. Now at the moment we hadn't implemented time of day on the planet. The final game does have that. So you'd have nice crests and the time of day would change when you're platforming on the planet below. And there's different planets to explore, again all fractally generated. And let's just zoom back towards the planet's surface here. Let's see, it should hit the cloud layer fairly soon. Again, you can see the glow of the planet there. Oh look, here we come, coming in pretty quick. You can see the heat on the ship there on the nose as it re-enters. There's a lake down there, let's see if we can fly to the lake. Again, getting closer now. Now again, this isn't final, we had better detail on the final game, but this is a proof of concept that we used to demonstrate to Activision, who at the time were the publisher for this. It ended up being published by Midway. But there you see we're flying down across the lake, across the mountains. So again, completely seamless, even in this early demo. This was a good year before the game came out. This game took a long time, it was one of our longest ones. You can see over there, there's some little islands to the side you could explore. And in the distance over there we're coming back to the original island we took off from. Let's see if we can get nice and low. I don't want to crash into the sea, probably just clip through it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so there's the arena. If we fly to the side here, there's the landing pad and the runway. Here, these pillars is where the ferry in the final game would dock. This is where you'd first enter this island. And the game was built so that you wouldn't immediately have space travel, you would build your way up to different vehicles to end up with space travel as the game unfolded. And perhaps that was a mistake. Perhaps people thought it was a standard platformer and didn't know. But if we come over this pad here, we can land. The wings fold back. And if you watch the character, we'll just jump out. And we're just seamlessly back into running around on the planet's surface. Again, all this has to be mapped onto a curved surface. It's all very complicated. And you're still able to run around and fire and interact as you were before. So somewhere around here, I think we saw the bike while we were landing. Let's go and check if that still works. And maybe we'll have a quick look at the gladiator arena. So again, we were in space like a minute ago, and now we're back on land and driving around. So let's see if, yeah, I think this arena, there's not collision on things, so there's a lot of clipping issues like this water, we'll just drive straight through it. In the final game you had boats, you could drive around on water as well, and biplanes, and escape pods, and gliders, and all kinds of vehicles. If you didn't play it, I don't know if you can check it out even now, but Haven Call of the King, if you're curious. Okay, let's stop here, and here is the entrance to the gladiator arena that we flew over before. I think there's an issue with particles here. You would have lights and particles glowing off these torch holders on the walls here. But again, this is a proof of concept demo, so there's bound to be bugs. So we stand here. Very bad animation as we get thrown upwards on this lift. You would have to compete in these trials, like solve the puzzle cave, defeat the gladiators in the arena. And this arena actually in the final version of the game had literally hundreds of enemies running at you using a very clever time-based rendering technique to pull it off. You can see here it's empty, but this is the area we flew over just before, you remember. You could see all the crowds and everything in the stadium, but nothing to shoot up here at the minute. Again, proof of concept. And just give you a sense of scale and size, let's go back in here and I'll just jump down and you just see everything had to be to the right scale because we're at planetary scale here. So, you know, this is a big arena and it's high up, so it takes you this long. That's why we had a cutscene to take you up there. It takes you this long just to fall down the lift shaft again. So let's see if we can run back, head back this way. You can see the outside is all there. You can already see that. And there's our bike still waiting for us. Trike, I'll get it right. Okay, we'll just jump back on and head back towards the landing pad. And there's all the buildings. This changed quite a bit, this area here in the final game. It didn't look like this at all. But the various tasks you did, like the arena and everything, stayed. So, there you go. I should be able to, in theory, having come back from the arena, just jump straight back into the spaceship and head off up again. So that was a very brief look at this PS2 technical proof of concept. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see here, we'll just fly back up. As always, I'd really appreciate you liking this video if you like this video, and subscribe and click that bell. And maybe I can look at more demos like this. But for now, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.